All right, welcome to the final piece of our Agentic GenBI series. So far, we've done the hard work, right? We've built that solid, governed data foundation, our single source of truth. But now we get to do the really cool part. We get to give it a brain. So let's just jump right in. The data is prepped and ready to go. The absolute final step here is to build out that agentic logic, the part that actually thinks over the data. And then, just as important, deploy it securely for our team. This, right here, is where the magic really happens. So what's really making this thing tick? Well, at the very heart of the platform is what we call the autonomous reasoning loop. This is all built in Python and LangChain, and it's basically the engine that lets the agent think, analyze, and, act on its own. Now, this loop is incredibly smart because it's not just dumping the entire database into an LLM. That would be crazy expensive and slow. Instead, look at the process. First, it connects to our DBT mart. Easy enough. Second, it pulls just the sales and margin data it needs. But third, and this is the absolute key, it intelligently filters for anomalies, say any profit margins dipping below 15%. Only then, in that final fourth step, does it send that tiny, super relevant slice of data to GPT-4o for analysis. And believe it or not, the secret sauce behind that critical filtering step, it all comes down to this one single elegant line of Python code. This right here is what saves a ton of money and keeps the AI focused. It's just isolating the rows where the margin is below whatever threshold we set. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's incredibly efficient. So what does this actually mean for the business? Well, the impact of this filter-first approach is just massive. By making sure the agent doesn't send mountains of useless data to the LLM and instead only sends the few anomalies that actually matter, we see a huge, roughly 80% reduction in our LLM costs. This is what makes the whole thing not just clever, but actually financially viable when you want to scale it up. Okay, so we've got this incredible AI brain humming away in the background. But who cares if nobody can actually use it, right? I mean, how do our non-technical business users interact with it? That's where the front end comes in. We use Streamlit to build this really clean, simple, and interactive web app that puts all this power right into their hands. And the whole interface is about simplicity and getting things done. A user can literally just grab that interactive slider and adjust the margin alert threshold on the fly. They get to decide what an anomaly is in that moment. Then they click one button, Run Autonomous Audit. And that kicks off the entire reasoning loop. Just seconds later, boom, the AI's strategic recommendations pop up right on the screen. No code, no headaches, just insights you can act on. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're dealing with sensitive financial data here. Security has to be priority number one. Making it easy to use can't come at the cost of safety. So how did we lock this thing down and make sure only the right people get in? We integrated something you probably use every single day without even thinking about it, Google OAuth 2.0. It's really the gold standard for this stuff. Simply put, it lets our app verify who you are through your Google account, but it never, ever has to handle or even see your password. It's just a trusted, industry-wide way to manage access securely. And when you put it side by side, the difference is just night and day. An unsecured system, you're looking at exposed credentials, a huge risk of unauthorized access. It's a nightmare. Our platform, on the other hand, forces a mandatory login with OAuth before you can even see the page. And on top of that, all the important stuff, database passwords, API keys, they're all protected using Streamlit's encrypted secrets manager. They're never, ever hard-coded. Okay, let's zoom out for a second and bring this all together. Over these three parts, we've gone on a journey, right? From messy, raw data all the way to a fully functional, totally secure, autonomous AI agent. We've basically completed what you might call a tech pivot. And if there's one thing you take away from this whole series, it should be this. By blending a governed data layer with an intelligent agent, we've totally flipped the script. We are no longer just staring at dashboards that tell us what happened yesterday. We now have a system that goes out, finds problems on its own, and recommends what to do about them tomorrow. We finally made that leap from being reactive to being truly proactive. And that's really the final thought I want to leave you with, because this architecture isn't just about finding low profit margins. It's a glimpse into a future where our data platforms become active partners in our business strategy. So the real question is, what will you build when your data stops just reporting on the past and starts prescribing the future? Thanks so much for joining us.